You belong on every ground your feet grace, so don't ever feel out of place. Take up space and belong. This earth is your birthplace. Hey loves, welcome back to the Sensual Genius channel. For the fourth video in my 5 series, I am going to give y'all 5 men I'd date from romance movies. I wanted to shake it up a little bit and instead of doing the movies, do the characters. So I'm gonna start with the first person on my list, which is Darius Lovehall, of course, because Love Jones is like my favorite romance movie. And Darius Lovehall is just like the male version of me. Like, wears his heart on his sleeves. Like, he was emotional. He didn't care about putting himself out there. Like, he knew how to rebound when he got rejected. It was a little creepy the way he did it, but she allowed it. I'm not saying that makes it better, but y'all understand what I'm saying. But Darius Lovehall, like, Darius is just that guy that you think about when you think about like the perfect match for you, especially if you're like a creative like me who also like other creatives, because it seems like only creatives understand a creative's mind. Y'all know what I'm saying. But I would date him because I feel like he was very forward with his emotions, and I've never been with a guy who was so like I was with at least one person that was like forward with their emotions or whatever. But he came off, the guy in my real life came off player ish to me. He comes off player ish to me when he expresses his emotions. But Darius came off very genuine, very like, this is genuinely how I feel. And like, I want I want you to acknowledge how I feel. Like, he wanted her to acknowledge how he felt. Like, it didn't matter. It seemed like they kept having wrong timing. But every time that Nia was in Darius's grasp, he reached his arms out and pulled her into him. And that's the type of man that I would really want. I'm not really one of those like people who have to believe in forever for me to want to be with somebody. I'm very much okay with spending however long I get to spend in somebody's life, experiencing them for however long I'm meant to experience them, and move on when and if it's time to do so. Do I have an issue with forever? No, but I'm okay with short-term relationships. It doesn't have to be 20 years, 30 years, whatever. I'm okay with that because I feel like even that, I feel like we don't give enough appreciation to that. We always like make people feel like you got to be with somebody for 20 years to say you had a successful relationship, or to say that you had a good relationship, or you knew what it was to be loved and give and receive unconditional love. But I feel like Darius Lovehall is a lot like me, and it's like, why while I have these feelings for you, I want to sit in these feelings. I want us to um express ourselves in however way whichever direction we're led to do that. If that's a relationship, if that's a little fling that lasts for a little while, whatever, in whatever way that we are able to do that, I'm cool with that. Not saying that I don't want committed relationships and I just want flings with people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm okay with being with people for a long term, but I don't necessarily need it to feel fulfilled in my life. That's what I mean. And I feel like Darius Lovehall embodies that to me. Like, I love you right now, so I want to be with you right now. Like, they kept missing each other. It was always wrong timing for either one or the other or whatever. And like, every time he was near her, he like, girl, I love you and let me love you. And Our girl was literally running a lot of the times. I don't know if she realized she was doing that. She was really toxic. To me, she was way more toxic than he was. But, he held on to his love for her, and I respect it. I respect it, and I would want to date a guy like that. So, my second guy is Fonny from If Beale Street Could Talk. And I'm gonna just say this: the way that Fonny was looking at Tish was enough for me to fall in love with him. He was looking at her like she was as fragile as water. And we know water not fragile, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Like she was fragile, and like he had to be gentle in order to love her thoroughly. Like he looked at her completely, wholly, through and through. And I would literally be satisfied with just a little piece of that, just the eye contact. I love a writer who can use eye contact to convey sexual tension or something like that. It don't necessarily gotta be a full sex scene, but they can use eye contact to kind of convey feelings, love, the sexual tension, like lust, all of those things. I love it. And like it was so much of that. And if Bill Street could talk before Fonny got locked up. But I would want to be with somebody like that because he just seems like a stand up guy. He seemed like he did right by Tish, even though he ended up getting in trouble like for no reason. He still was a good guy. It didn't change who he was. It didn't make him harder. Like, yeah, he had moments where he got emotional and he was frustrated because he knew that he was innocent. But even through all of that, what he was going through, he still loved her, and she loved him too. They showed up. It was young love. And like even though his mom and him wasn't like, his mother wasn't supportive, but her family was and his dad was, it just felt so pure. Like the love between them felt so pure and like genuine and just like fragile, if that makes sense. And I would want to be with somebody who made me feel like they were taking care of me, like they were being very gentle with me, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, like all of that spiritually, because all of that matters. And he just seemed to embody that, like a man who knows the value of a woman and is willing to treat her like she is valuable. A word, okay? But the third person on my list is Michael from The Photograph. And Michael was played by Lakeith Stanfield. And I kind of feel like Lakeith just was so down to earth. And he's somebody that you can have fun with. You can get lost in the world with, and you would have a grand old time. Like I just feel like he's a good time. He just seems like he's very laid back and chill, and he goes with the flow. And he would kind of teach me how to relax a little bit, and like I'm laid back too, but laid back in the house. Laid back out of the house when I'm out of the house too, but I'm usually in the house. I feel like he would be taking me on adventures and stuff like that, and I would really enjoy it. Like I would enjoy being with him, being in his company. He seemed to just be a very like comforting guy, like somebody who comforts your every worry and things like that. And he just seemed like the type of person who makes you just forget about things. Like he seemed like he just make you forget about all of the bad things and like let's go on an adventure and get lost in each other and like be in love. And I like people like that. I like people who have the ability to do that. And that is why I would choose Michael from The Photograph. The fourth person is Kaz from Beyond the Lights. I like Kaz because he was very protective, very safe, he was nurturing as well. Like I loved it. Like the scene where he was like taking down her braids and he was being so gentle with her. Like he was just so like beautiful. Like the flow that he had. Like he just had this flow that was mesmerizing to me. And I would love to be with a guy like that who mesmerizes you. Like the way that they flow through things, it just seems so Like, it just seems so easy and so like graceful and like stuff like that. Like, I just like how he just came to her rescue and like was willing to even give up his life to protect her. And I don't know, it was just beautiful to watch a black man protect a black woman the way that he protected her. Like, and that is why I would date him. The last person on my list is Monty from Daddy's Little Girl, played by Idris Elba. And I mean, aside from him just being a beautiful work of art, he is a man. Like, y'all know what I mean when I say a man. Like he was just a man, like somebody that kind of knew his way through life in a way that maybe we don't. And like he was such a good dad to his daughters, and like you could literally just fall in love with him just by how he was with his daughters and the way that he fought for them. He didn't use the bitter baby mama excuse. He didn't use the she's trying to do this to me excuse. He fought for his kids. I respect a man that would do that. Don't use excuses. The bitter baby mama excuse. Yeah, she could be bitter and she could be trying to hinder you, but you still supposed to fight for your kids. Like, he fought, and it was admirable to watch. And I respect men like that. I respect men who make things happen. And I feel like he was a man who made things happen. He didn't make excuses. When he had a problem, he resolved it and he made things happen. And yeah, he got frustrated some of the times in the movie or whatever, but it didn't change who he was. He didn't start hating his daughter's mom or nothing like that. He just wanted his daughters. That's all. Like he understood she was doing a lot of things that she shouldn't have been doing to him or whatever. But it didn't make him hate her or treat her like she was treating him. He just wanted his daughters. And to me, that is a man that has integrity. That's a man that takes care of things. Like, he takes the initiative. He jumps right in and he makes things happen, and he don't make excuses for himself. So I feel like if I'm thinking about like a guy that I would date, it would be somebody like that. Like, if especially, I don't have children, so if I was to date a guy who did have children, he would have to be like that. It would have to be like that. Like, I don't see no other way he could be that would make me want to be with him. He would have to be like that. Otherwise, I'm good. But thank y'all for watching this video. I wanted to shake it up a little bit, like I said in the beginning, so I hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know like your 5 men from romance movies that you would date, like, and why would you date them, and like what about you would be attracted to them as well. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video. Thank you for watching again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Before you go, check out my website at srgrahamwrites.org and subscribe to my mailing list to get exclusive updates on works in progress, other news, and blog posts. Thank you.